Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So yesterday we studied about thermal based power stations. Okay, what is the fuel? The fuel used is coal. Okay, did you study the flow of energy chart and the generation of energy chart? The charts are very important. Okay, now today we will see the nuclear power plants. Okay, you had studied in 8th standard also about nuclear power plants. In nuclear power plants, basically what is the fuel used? It is a radioactive substance. Okay, now in our syllabus the fuel which is given is uranium 235. First we will understand what is the reaction which is taking place inside a reactor, nuclear reactor. What is the reaction? Okay, so the uranium 235 isotope of uranium is made to collide with a neutron. Okay, it is made to collide with a neutron. When it is made to collide with a neutron, the uranium 235 gets converted into uranium 236. Okay, it gets converted into uranium 236 and that uranium 236 nucleus breaks. I repeat, the neutron is made to collide with uranium 235. So one neutron is added, so it becomes 236. And after forming uranium 236, it breaks. Okay, it breaks. So that is said to be nuclear fission. Fission means breaking. The uranium 235 breaks, uranium 236 breaks into one krypton nuclei, one barium nuclei, large amounts of energy and 3 neutrons. Okay, I repeat, one uranium 236 nuclei breaks up into one krypton, one barium, large amount of energy and 3 neutrons. Okay, this is the reaction which is taking place in this nuclear reactor. Okay, in this nuclear reactor. That nuclear reactor, these neutrons, what will they do? They will go and collide with other uranium 235. That means this will collide with another uranium 235. This will collide with another uranium 235 and this will collide with another uranium 235. Okay, and the reaction is continued. So such reactions are called as chain reactions. Okay, so this is said to be a chain reaction because this reaction is being continued in this nuclear reactor. There are several devices to control this reaction in nuclear reactor. Basically it has to be controlled because large amount of energy is produced and these neutrons are having very high speed. If you don't reduce the speed of those neutrons, this nuclear reactor could explode. It could have a leakage which is very harmful. Okay, so what is the reaction which is taking place in a nuclear reactor? It is nuclear fission. What is nuclear fission? One neutron is made to bombard or collide with uranium 235 nuclei. It gets converted into uranium 236 and it breaks into one krypton, one barium, large amount of energy and 3 neutrons. These 3 neutrons are free to collide with other uranium 235 atoms and continue the reaction. So it is called as a chain reaction. Okay, have you understood chain reaction? Now we may move on to the setup, the outline of working of a nuclear power plant. So there is a nuclear reactor in which this reaction is taking place. With the help of this energy, there is large amount of energy which is formed. With the help of that energy, this is in the form of heat energy. That heat energy is passed to the boiler. Okay, so it is being circulated. This energy will go, okay, it will go to the boiler and it will come back. Okay, and it is pumped back. In this system, there are several systems to control this movement and control that amount of energy. But basically you should understand that With the help of this heat energy which is produced in the nuclear reactor, it is used to boil the water in the boiler. Okay, so the water is boiled in the boiler. What happens? The steam is produced. The steam will go up. Okay, it will move and fall onto the turbine. The T which is shown is a turbine. Okay, the turbine moves. Again, I had shown you in the first lecture how the steam falls from a nozzle onto the blade of a turbine and the turbine moves. As the turbine moves, the generator, inside the generator, either the magnetic field moves or the coil moves. Okay, whether the magnetic field or the coil, whatever it is, electricity is generated. So as the turbine moves, the generator generates electricity. Okay, you may see here, as the turbine moves, the generator generates electricity and it is taken out. Okay, and what happens to the steam? The steam is falling into the condenser. The steam is falling into the condenser, and that from the condenser, that water is pumped back into the boiler. That water is pumped back into the boiler. Okay, so it is again recycled. There is a cooling tower. C dot T, what I have written. Okay, C dot T is a cooling tower. This cooling tower sends cold water, okay, and it is pumped back in the form of warm water. WW is for warm water. Okay, it could have taken much space, that is why I have written the short forms. Hope you understand. It is there in figure 5.11. Okay, you understand the diagram seeing this first. Try to draw this in your own notebooks. Okay, this one you may draw. You don't have to draw the exact diagram like that of the textbook. Okay, you must draw simple diagrams. It is for you to understand. So basically what is happening, inside the nuclear reactor, nuclear fission is taking place. That energy is used to boil the water inside the boiler. The water gets converted into steam. The steam rises up, it falls on the turbine. The turbine turns the generator and the generator generates electrical energy. Okay, the steam which is falling on the turbine, it falls into the condenser. Inside the condenser, the cold water is pumped from the cooling tower. Due to that cold water, this steam gets converted into water and the water is pumped back into the boiler. This cold water is pumped back in the form of warm water to the cooling tower and it is recirculated. Okay, there are coils inside. There are coils like this. Okay, coils inside. Due to that temperature, lower temperature, the steam will get converted into water. Okay. Now what is the flow chart for nuclear power plant? What is the flow chart for generation of electricity in a nuclear power plant? The nuclear reactor for nuclear fission, okay, the fuel is uranium or plutonium given in the textbook. There is a system for steam generation. This is the system for steam generation. Steam turbine, this is the steam turbine which is connected to the generator. The generator generates electricity. There is a system for conversion of steam to water. This is the condenser. The condenser is the system for conversion of steam to water. Okay, it is connected to the steam turbine and to the boiler. Okay, so I repeat, this is the flow of energy chart for generation of electricity. Nuclear reactor for nuclear fission, the fuel is uranium. System for steam generation, steam turbine, generator, electrical energy, and the system for conversion of steam to water. Now what is the energy transformation taking place? The nuclear energy in the nuclear reactor, it is converted into thermal energy, this energy, okay, that is thermal energy, that is heat energy. It is converted into kinetic energy of steam. Inside here, it is getting converted into steam. So it is kinetic energy of steam, which is used to rotate the turbine. So kinetic energy in turbine. which is used to rotate the generator. That means electrical energy in generator. So nuclear energy, thermal energy, kinetic energy of steam, kinetic energy in turbine, and electrical energy. These are the energy transformations in case of nuclear power plant. Now you may see page number 50. The question, can you tell how does nuclear fission take place? The two paragraphs, the paragraph below and the first paragraph on page number 51. You may mark this is a 3-mark question. How does nuclear fission take place? The question is not there in the exercise, but it is a very frequently asked question with diagram. Okay, you have understood the figure 5.11. And what are the problems? Now we will discuss the problems for nuclear power plant. The products after fission of nuclear fuel are also radioactive and emit harmful radiations. The products are called as nuclear waste. How to dispose the nuclear waste safely is a big challenge before the scientists. So these are the byproducts. Not potassium. It is krypton. Okay, actually krypton is Kr. Sorry, I wrote K. It is krypton. So krypton is Kr. Krypton and barium. These are the byproducts. So byproducts, they are radioactive. Where to dispose it of? That is a bigger problem. An accident in nuclear power plant can be very fatal. This is because the accident may result in the release of very harmful radiations. Okay. Now there is a question below. Compare the schematic thermal power plant and nuclear power plant. Okay, I will be giving you this in notes. You may refer to it. It is a very important question. Distinguish between a thermal similarities and differences of a nuclear power plant and a thermal power plant. So this is about nuclear power plant. You may go through it, read it several times and understand what is a nuclear power plant first. Okay, and then see what is the next type. Okay. Now the next is power plant based on natural gas. Okay, you know about natural gas. It is a fossil fuel. Okay, natural gas is formed beneath the surfaces of the earth. It has to be extracted, and that natural gas is used for production of electricity. We will see the working first. First the fuel. What is the fuel? It is the natural gas, and this is a compressor. Okay, this is a compressor. This compressor is provided with air. Okay, it is to provide with air because natural gas has to be burnt. So for burning it needs air. So air is provided. So the air is pumped into the combustion chamber. In the combustion chamber, the fuel is burnt. What is the fuel? The fuel is natural gas. In the combustion chamber, the fuel is burnt and that natural gas is formed, and that natural gas is made to fall on the gas turbine, and that gas turbine will move and the turbine will turn the generator, and the generator will generate electrical energy. The generator will generate electrical energy, and the gases which are formed, the hot gases which are formed, it is emitted out. Okay, I repeat, the fuel natural gas, it is burned in the compressor. For burning it, air is needed, so it is provided to the compressor, to the combustion chamber. The gas which is formed is made to fall on the gas turbine. Even this could be added to turn the gas turbine, and the gas turbine will move the generator, and the generator will generate electrical energy. There is a setup for emission of hot gases. So this is about the functioning from here, this part. Okay, this is the functioning. Now this is the flow of energy, and this is the production of the electrical energy. How the electrical energy is generated. So first, compressor for pressurized air. The air is given into the combustion chamber. In the combustion chamber, the natural gas is supplied. In the combustion chamber, the natural gas is burnt and the gas turbine is made to move, and the gas turbine will turn the generator and the generator will generate electrical energy. I have written the short forms. You should not be writing the short forms. You have to write it completely. Okay. Now, the flow of energy, chemical energy in natural gas is getting converted into kinetic energy due to natural gas. It is getting converted into kinetic energy in turbine, which is getting converted into electrical energy. I repeat, the fuel and the air is made to burn in combustion chamber. The gas turbine is moving. The generator will move. Electrical energy is generated. The hot gases are given out. Compressor for pressurized air. This is the chart for production of energy. Compressor for pressurized air, combustion chamber, gas turbine, generator, electrical energy, and the natural gas is supplied. The chemical energy in natural gas is getting converted into kinetic energy in natural gas. It is getting converted into kinetic energy in turbine, which is getting converted into electrical energy. Okay, so this is the flow chart for natural gas based power stations. Now we will see on page number 52. In this plant, the turbine is run by a gas at very high temperature and pressure generated by combustion of natural gas. A flow chart has been given. Next paragraph. There are three main sections in this type of plant. Pressurized air is introduced into the combustion chamber using a compressor. Okay, so the one which is not marked in some of the textbooks, it is the compressor. In the combustion chamber, the natural gas burns in presence of air. The gas at very high temperature and pressure generated in this chamber runs the turbine. The turbine then runs the generator to produce electricity. Okay, so this is about the functioning of natural gas based power plant. The efficiency of this type of power generation plant is higher than that of power generation plant based on coal. Moreover, since the natural gas does not contain sulfur, burning of natural gas results in less pollution. Okay, that is a very important point. Burning of natural gas produces less amount of sugar, so it results in less pollution. Now, let's think which electricity generation process is eco-friendly and which is not. Okay, now which one is eco-friendly? The wind energy based power stations, solar energy based power stations, tidal energy based, these are eco-friendly. Always remember, though use of energy is unavoidable in our day-to-day life, it is necessary to use it carefully and only in the required amount. Now you may see on the left hand side there is a box, some natural gas based power plants and their capacity. Samaralkota, Andhra Pradesh, Anjanvel, Bhavana and Kondapalli. Again you may mark the one which is in Maharashtra. Okay, and we forgot to discuss the one of page number 51. Complete the following table for some important nuclear power plants in India. Okay, you have to write it. Kudankulam, the state is Tamil Nadu. Capacity is 2000 megawatts. Tarapur is in Maharashtra. Capacity 1400 megawatts. Rauta Bata, it is in Rajasthan. Capacity is 1180, that is 1180 megawatts. Kaiga, is it in Karnataka? Capacity is 880 megawatts. I repeat, Kudankulam, Tamil Nadu, 2000 megawatts. Tarapur, Maharashtra, 1400 megawatts. Rauta Bhata, Rajasthan, 1180 megawatts. Kaiga in Karnataka, 880 megawatts. Okay, now you may see the homework. So this is the homework for today. Write the problems of nuclear power plant. What are the problems which we have to face in nuclear power plants, and you have to draw all the charts, both the charts of nuclear power plant and natural gas power plant. Okay, you may draw the diagrams which I have drawn on the board in your notebooks and keep. It will help you while studying the chapter. Okay, thank you.